The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Hoppe Hour.
Are you feeling classy today? Sit down, pour a glass of wine, and listen to Hoppe Hour.
You're tuned in to Hoppe Hour, an hour where Hoppe rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Hoppe Hour is on now. Hoppe Hour is on now.
Well, hello there. How's it going? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and we have so much to talk about today on the show. We have so much that I want to get into, but first, to get into contact with me, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and I will see your tweets in real time. Trust me. Also, you can download the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play and the iPhone shop, and there's the chat feature where you can listen anywhere in the world. I don't care if you're in Auckland, New Zealand, or Gary, Indiana, Cleveland, Akron, Tampa Bay. You can listen to Hoppe Hour anywhere in the world. I got an announcement that I am proud to announce here on Hoppe Hour. A guest that will be coming on the show on Friday from the nationally syndicated Billy Madison Show out in 99.5 Kiss Rocks in San Antonio, and heard here on 102.5 The Bone. And when I say heard here, I mean where I work. Hoppe Hour isn't on The Bone. It's not a part of Cox Media. But heard where I work at, 102.5 The Bone. Billy Madison will be calling in the Hoppe Hour on Friday. Bitches. I can't do as good of a voice as Johnny B. Bitches. My buddy Nard. Can't wait to get him on. I'm very honored that Billy would come on, and I can't wait. The show I like to listen to, it's going to be a lot of fun to have him on. So, I want you guys to get to know me, and you don't feel like you're left out. I want you guys to know the real Ryan Hoppe, and I was debating, should I bring this up? Should I not? You know what? If you're going to judge me over it, kiss my ass. If you're going to look at me differently over what I'm about to say, whatever. There's not enough time in a day. I don't care what you think. So last Friday, I was having the best day of my life. I interviewed Jim Norton on the top-rated Mike Kelta morning show. I killed it. So then he said, if Hoppe wants to come interview me on Friday after my show, he's more than welcome to come. So I interviewed Jim Norton and comedian Kelsey Cook, and it went great. Happiest moment of my life. So I go home around 1 a.m. and I go to take my sleeping meds, because I take meds to sleep for my ADD, my ADHD, and my bipolar. And I see that I'm out of my Stieg, the meds I take for my bipolar, and that I'm out of my Klonopin. And I go, oh boy, that could be hard, because I need the Klonopin in the morning to calm my nerves. And I need the Klonopin at night to sleep. So I thought, oh, no big deal. I'll call my psychiatrist tomorrow. She'll pick up and give me a refill. Happened that she was overseas on vacation, and for some reason, even though I'm paying to see her for my health, she wasn't there, and she didn't have anybody that could give me a refill of the meds. So I was basically out of my meds from Monday, essentially, until Friday. And oh boy, is it weird when you don't have your meds as somebody with bipolar. I wasn't seeing things. I wasn't losing my mind. It wasn't like I saw Casper the Friendly Ghost talking to me, or Meewad was in front of me. I wasn't having any psychedelic trips or any suicidal thoughts. But it's weird how 3 meds can make you calm. It's weird how 3 meds you take during a day, all you do is you just pop them in your mouth and you drink a glass of water. It's weird how 3 meds can calm you down. Oh boy, was I a nervous wreck this week. I don't know if anybody listened to Hoppe Hour on Thursday because I got my meds today. On Thursday, it was a very angry Hoppe Hour. It was one as if I just found out that my wife was cheating on me with an NBA player and I was going to have to pay her all this alimony. That's how angry I was in the episode. It was very odd. I liked the show. I'm not going to get rid of it. I thought I was proud of my rant. But it's not who I am today. And it's amazing how 3 meds can really calm you down. It's amazing how 3 meds can make you a different person. And I have the bipolar where I will have low confidence. I will imagine that people are thinking about me in a weird way. So like if I say hi the wrong way to someone at Wawa and they don't say hi back, my confidence immediately assumes that they don't like me. Then it makes me awkward around girls, this and that. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not crazy, but it's amazing how you take 3 meds and it does so much for you. So I just feel like getting it out there. I know people are going to be like, whoa, Hoppe has guts. Can't believe he just admitted that. You know what? It's not like I admitted that there's something wrong with me, that I drunk drive all the time, as I lead to my next thing I'm about to rant about. It's not like I admitted that I drive drunk and I've been arrested 12 times. No. It's just pills help me relax. And I take them with prescriptions, so it's not like I'm taking them illegally. So I just wanted to get that out there in the open. I wanted to have you guys feel like you know me a little more. I'm not going to hide it. I remember when I first went into radio, I didn't want it to come out. I wanted it to be all private and fake and like a hard-ass shock jock. Then I worked on the radio in Cleveland, and I was basically forced to talk about my meds. So it's out there in the open, so you might as well embrace it. And I've talked about it here on The Bone. Everyone knows that there's a little bit something off about me, my bipolar. I'm a little hyper and goofy. Gotta embrace it. We have one life. You think I care about what anybody thinks? But if I were this dude, I would care about what people think of me, because this dude is nothing more than a loser who got what he deserved. And I hope every single second of his time in jail, he is unhappy and he thinks about how many chances he had and how he screwed it up and how he is a dimwit, a moron, a liar, and a failure. And this what happened in Texas. A Texas man, age 62, is sentenced to life in prison after 12th DUI arrest. 12th. No. Not second or third or seventh. He had 12 arrests. And he was just out about. Nobody thought to give him any jail time until now, because he's sentenced to life in prison. Oh, no, whatever. Moving on. His first 9 to 10 DUIs, we seem to overlook how despicable and how pathetic and how immature and how dim-witted a drunk driver and the act of drunk driving is. It is so preventable. Murder's not preventable. It's going to be around forever. Rape isn't preventable. You're going to always have the creeps that are horny. But drunk driving is so preventable. All you have to do is, plan out your night. Because if you're an alcoholic and you know you're going to the bar to get drunk and you know you're going to get drunk, just pay for an Uber, you dumbass, or pay for a Lyft or a taxi or walk there. What would you rather have? You drive your car to the parking lot and you walk home and you have to pay a $1,000, let's say, fee the next morning to get it from the junkyard? Or would you rather pay $18,000 minimum for each DUI arrest? What would you rather have? The night where you have to sleep at your friend's house? Or sleeping overnight in a jail cell and having to take DUI classes for 6 months? If this piece of dirt douchebag, Ivy Ray Eberhardt, got what he deserved. I read these comments on here. Oh, but alcoholism, it's a disease. We need to have outreach for them. And we need to help them. I think after maybe his 6th DUI arrest, there's no helping this douchebag. And once it gets into double digits, there's no fixing him. He's not just an alcoholic. We all know people that are alcoholics. Sometimes they're functioning And even when they're not functioning, they might get a DD or they just drink at home. This douchebag was so egotistical and such a self-centered prick that he put his own life and everyone else's on the road on the line because he didn't have the intelligence or the personality or the integrity to find a responsible way home. Douche. You got what you deserved. And I hope this case sets more of a precedent of how we need to be harder on drunk drivers. We wonder why it's getting worse. Do you really think that some PSA that they'll air on Adult Swim or Comedy Central late at night, or some commercial you'll air during a YouTube video when you have to sit there for 5 seconds until you can click the ad away? Do you really think that these methods of shoving DUI propaganda down our throats going to work? No, it's at an all-time high. We need to have tougher rules and tougher laws against this, and it will get worse. And until then, it will keep on getting worse. Good. Glad this guy got life in jail. He's going to do nothing with his life. Because what? You're going to let him out, get him a house arrest? Once he's free, he's just going to drive drunk again. He's been caught 12 times, and that doesn't mean he's only done it 12 times. That's the 12 times he's been caught. He's 62 years old. He's probably been doing this since the 1960s. During his April 2014 arrest, he admitted to finishing half a pint of whiskey while driving down the highway. Whatever. You know, he's one of those alcoholics where it's just like drinking water. I'm used to it. I love myself some whiskey. It tastes disgusting, but so is my life because I'm a 62-year-old loser. Police found 3 bottles in his car, 3 of which were empty. No big deal. While out on bond, he cut his own ankle monitor and fled to Colorado like a pussy. He was then arrested again for driving drunk and spent 300 days in jail. Ridiculous. The dead air was for a reason. They keep giving him these chances. If he's such a coward and a pussy for fleeing to jail, he just drove drunk again when he was out there. It wasn't like this guy was smart enough to just hide and not show his face. He does it again once he goes out to Colorado. So any of these comments on here, oh, I feel bad for him. Oh, no, don't. He's a dumbass. He's a cretin. He's not very smart. He's 62 years old. He's supposed to be our role model, our elder we look up to. Sorry, dude. You've wasted your whole life putting everyone's life on the line, so now your life is basically on the line. You're in jail for the rest of it. Sorry. Enjoy the time you have behind the bars until you take a dirt nap. You've had so many chances where you could have had somebody take their own dirt nap because you were driving drunk. You douche. Trying to keep it clean. A 62-year-old Texas man has been sentenced to life in prison after he received his 12th DUI and his 10th conviction. Ivy Ray Eberhard told officers he had drank half a pint of whiskey when he was pulled over in April 2014. Police said Eberhard was swerving on the 4-lane highway before he began driving in the wrong lane. So whatever. Driving in the opposite direction on the highway. That's safe. Whatever. After he was pulled over, Eberhard continued to give the officers his credit cards. So A, he's either trying to pay his way out of the arrest, or B, he's so drunk that he thinks that's his license. Either way, he's a dummy. His blood level. Now listen, a lot of times these athletes that get DUIs, they're above twice the legal limit, maybe 2.5. Guess what his legal limit he was above? Just to be alive and to be on the road, putting everyone else's life on the risk, because you were 4 times above the legal limit at .303. Just being that drunk and not being dead gives you no right to be out. This dude is 62 years old. He was never going to learn from his mistakes. Good. Have fun back there, you bitch. I'm just looking at these comments. He had felony charges where he went to prison in 98, 01, 04, 05, and 06, and they keep releasing him. Before he was finally convicted in 2010 when he spent 300 days in jail in 2015. One has to wonder how good of lawyers he had. One has to wonder if he was friends with somebody in that courthouse or one of the judges. Because it's not normal that you keep getting away with that. I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's nauseating. You would waste your life being an alcoholic loser. And it's not like you're in your 20s where getting life in prison would suck because you have 60 years to think about it. No, dude, you're 62 years old. Your life is basically over with. Have fun thinking about all the chances you had when you were on parole 5 times. You went to jail for just 300 days, but you were such an alcoholic and you had no friends or no loved ones that would drive you anywhere that you had to drive drunk. Have fun, dude. And no, I don't feel bad for him. A lot of people are alcoholics. We all know somebody in our family that has it, or we all have it somewhere running in our family. But that doesn't mean you have the right to put everyone else's life on the line just because you have the personality of a dead rat and nobody has ever loved you. Ivy Ray Everhart, good riddance, you pussy.
Next on Hoppe Hour.
All right. You might think, "Wah, Hoppe, you were mean. Hoppe, how could you rant like that?" Because we overlook how bad DUIs are. Nobody seems to care until we know somebody that dies, either if they're behind the wheel or they're a victim. We need to treat each and every single case equally. All right, tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Download the Hoppe Radio app in the iPhone or Google Play Shop. Search up Hoppe Radio and you can chat me live. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour. After this, hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Outspoken millennial for his generation. You are tuned in to Hoppe Hour. I mean, it's just words, right?
Like the fire that needs the air. I'm gonna burn unless you're there.
Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Hoppe Hour.
All right, welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. Tweet at me in real time so I know you're listening and I will be sure to respond. At Ryan Hoppe Radio. Download my app in the Google Play or iPhone shop. Search up Hoppe Radio and you can listen anywhere in the world, and there's the chat feature so you can listen live. All right, there's not much left that I want to talk about, but I looked up David Bowie when I was getting ready for the show, and I was looking him up on Spotify because I want to see the most looked up songs, and I found this one, Let's Dance. It's pretty good. I like it. Makes you want to get turned up in the 80s to a corny music video. I mean, it's better than everything that's out now, but that's subjective because what's out now is crappy. I mean, I've been listening to a lot of David Bowie. I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe it's because I'm not from that time, but I can respect it. But here's what I don't get. I don't get the entitlement where nobody can touch his work. I don't get the entitlement where, heaven forbid, if Kanye West would have done a tribute album, oh my God, it's the end of the world. I don't get this entitlement where Kanye West can't do what he wants. Now listen. Kanye's a douche. He's not very likable. I like his music. I'm not a big fan of who he is as a person just because he lives off of the Kardashian PR machine, but I find him amusing because everybody gets so mad at Kanye. Oh, man, everybody wants to beat him up just because he's banging Kim Kardashian and he makes music. I mean, really? I don't get it. So I saw this, and I didn't believe it was real. There was this petition that said that they didn't want him to make a tribute album. And here's what happened. He's not going to. Do you really think he was going to take the time of day to make it? People, do you really think that Kanye, out of everything he could be doing, banging Kim Kardashian, making new hip-hop, pissing people off on, let's say, Periscope or TMZ, do you really think he was going to make a David Bowie album? Or do you think this was a part of the PR machine because he loved seeing angry tweets from middle-aged men that know nothing about hip-hop music that go, you can't do that, you're not talented? Listen, talent is subjective. Every generation doesn't get the music that's younger than them. I'm not saying by any means that Kanye West is the greatest rapper of all time, but between 2004 to, let's say, 2012, he was pretty goddamn good. So I'm sick of these middle-aged men. Oh, Kanye West, he doesn't have talent. Yeah, he does. His rapping is more talented and more unique than your cover band that you do from your garage of Led Zeppelin songs. I'm sorry. It's always these guys that do local music. They're like, Kanye West isn't talented. No, he's not. The music video he made like 2 or 3 years ago where Kim Kardashian's basically riding him in a cowgirl position while they're in the middle of the desert, that song sucked. But Gold Digger, Slow Jams, All Falls Down, Champion, all those songs. I can name at least 20 songs, if I were to look at his charts, of songs that were good. Ninjas in Paris, anything. So shut your mouth. Stronger. I mean, you just come off uncool and out of touch when you make these petitions. Kanye West, he can't touch David Bowie's music, even though David Bowie's dead and he can't do anything about it. And even if David Bowie was alive, I don't think he would care. He'd be like, whatever. He's spreading my music to the younger generation. It's free PR for David. And B, listen, he's not going to even do it. So this whole petition, people were so mad. It's just music. Kanye West can do what he wants. And I'm sorry. You might not want to hear it. At the end of the day, when you make these petitions, you're actually doing him a favor. You might think that Kanye West is going, no! Jim Bob from Omaha, who wrote that 4-paragraph petition, oh my God, he doesn't like me. How am I going to continue by having intercourse with Kim Kardashian and making millions? These petitions are the fuel to his fire. He lives off of it. That's what I don't get. Everybody gets so mad at Kanye. And they think that when they write something mean in 140 characters or less behind a keyboard where they would never say it to his face, and if they met him in person, they'd want a selfie, that these comments that they say behind the keyboard affect him. Let's look up Kanye West's net worth. Do you think some Joe Schmo who makes $10 an hour at Mickey D's really affects Kanye West, whose net worth is $200 million? Do you think he lays there and goes, oh my God, Jimbo from Omaha doesn't like me and he's a big David Bowie fan? Or do you think he laughs and he goes, this is giving me free PR, I'm going to live off of it? Ridiculous. It says here, this is from TMZ. Ooh, Happy's reaching a new territory. He's talking about TMZ news. Yeah, riveting, right? Kanye West loves David Bowie's music and his legacy so much, he has no plans to record a cover album. You know what I love? I really wish he would make that cover album. It probably wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't be great. It wouldn't be legendary. It wouldn't be amazing. But the guy's got talent. It would have been something. I would have loved to see the angry posts on these YouTube comments. Outrage spread on the internet over multiple reports claiming Kanye was recording a tribute featuring covers of his biggest hits. However, a rep tells us that that's BS. Here's the other thing. If you don't want to hear Kanye West, if you were to do a David Bowie cover album, there's this thing called not going on YouTube and searching up Kanye West David Bowie album. You can change the channel if you're watching TV and it's on. If you don't want to hear a song, you can easily not listen to it. So if Kanye would have had gone through with it and made this music video, nobody was going to put a gun to your head and say, oh, you have to listen to it. That's what I don't get either, is everybody was so offended and so up in arms and their panties were in a bunch. Calm down. It's just music. David Bowie, in his last few years when he had cancer, he'd probably find it entertaining that Kanye West would do something. David Bowie seemed like a pretty cool dude. Don't know much about him, I'll be honest. But he seems like a dude where he wouldn't get mad and up in arms over Kanye West making a cover album. He'd probably laugh about it and be like, good job, Kanye. You have sex with Kim Kardashian. I look up to you. Yeah, it just says here that there was over 500,000 signatures. And he's working on his own album of his own material. If you took the time to write in that petition, or you actually got offended by Kanye West, or it made you angry to think that he was going to make a cover album, you're letting him win. You're giving the big bad bully the time of day. You're not hurting his cause by hating on Kanye. His record sales aren't going to go down. His wife's terrible shows on that awful network, the ratings are going to go up. Because then more people will know the name Kanye West and they'll keep Googling it. And I'll be honest, Kanye's been pretty quiet the last few months since the last award show or whatever. This gave him free PR. So to anybody out there that thinks they're doing a disservice to him by writing a petition or tweeting him mean things or just even thinking about him in a negative way, no, you dumbasses, that's what he wants.
Happy hour is about to end. But first, it's time for last call.
I appreciate you guys listening to Happy Hour. It means the world. It's not hard to get into contact with me. Trust me. You can email me, ryan@hoppyradio.com. Also, tweet at me, @RyanHoppyRadio. There, you can follow me and see all my tweets. Also, download my app in the Google Play or iPhone shop by searching up Hoppy Radio. There, you can hear all 60 of my interviews. And my 61st interview this Monday will be Seth Kushner from Drew Garabo Live on 102.5 The Bone. And this week also, I will be having Billy Madison from The Billy Madison Show on 99.5 Kiss Rocks in San Antonio and on 102.5 The Bone in Tampa Bay. Also on my app, you can listen to all my rants. We have over 65,000 listens and 15,000 downloads. I appreciate it. Go to my new website, ryanhoppyradio.com. That is ryanhoppyradio.com. And also, one of my guys in this town, Law Smith, it's who I plug a lot, from Cigar City Comedy. He has this event going on tomorrow that is absolutely genius, that you need to head on out to. It is at the Side Splitters Comedy Club, and it is going to be a good time. It is at 6 p.m. It's called the Crumpled Napkin, and it's from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at Side Splitters. And what it is it's going to be an improv show where they're forced to do a bunch of live comedy in front of everybody about a certain topic, and it's improv at the same time. And the comedians there will be Moonshine Miller, Jared Waters, Cam Bertrand, David Weingarten, John J. Murray, Krishna Reddy, and Law Smith. If those names sound very familiar to you, maybe it's because I've had them all on my show. They are legit. I'm honored that I'm interning with Law, and I can't wait for this event tomorrow. It's at 6 p.m. at Side Splitters Comedy Club in Tampa Bay, so head on out. All right, this has been Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out. And don't get so mad at Kanye. You're just helping his cause, you dumbasses.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.